Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? As promised, we are. Hello, Malrog. I love when I get the error. Some of these errors in the stream health are just kind of funny, um, because it'll say like the audio the audio bitrate stream is set at 0. It's definitely not set at 0, or otherwise you would. I don't even think 0 is an option. I don't think it's an option. Some of these warnings are pretty funny. So, hello, Tallcat and Eline, and Sam, who I know is the Kagisho, who we're doing the puzzle of right now. We're doing a puzzle by the Kagisho. It's supposed to be a 2-star, so if it takes me any longer than 10 minutes, obviously we should flame Kagisho. Just kidding. But it's normal Sudoku, so 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box. Oh, totally normal cat. Why do I always... I swear I can say tall cat when I see tall cat, but whenever I see totally normal cat, I just think tall cat. I literally, I don't know why. I think it's because when I first started setting, you were like absent from the community, so I default to the cat that I know best. Hello, Prime Weasel. Nice to see you. Okay, so we have normal Sudoku rules. We also have German whispers. So on these lines, adjacent digits have to be at least 5 different. So if I put a 1 here, I could put a 6 here, or a 7, or an 8, or a 9. But I couldn't put a 5 because those are only 4 different. Yeah, you're basically the same person. All right, so let's restart so that we restart the clock. And let's try and do this. So the two sort of, I guess, Kraken Cryptic calls like secrets of German whispers are, first of all, that on a German whispers line you can never put a 5 because you're too normal. A 5 can't be next to any digit that we can actually put in a normal Sudoku. If you put a 5 on a German whispers line, you have to either put a 0 or a 10 next to it, or something lower than that, or something higher than that, and there's no digits that are lower or higher or equal to 0 or 10. So we can't put a 5 on any of these, so I'm just highlighting these to see maybe 5 is restricted in one of these boxes. I mean a little bit, so over here, the 5 is in one of these two cells because it can't be here and it can't be in any of these cells. So the 5 can't be in these cells or that cell, so the 5 is in one of these two cells. I don't think that's where we're supposed to start, but we can also note that the 5 is located in 3 places in these boxes. And over here, the 5, yeah, it's not great. So this is not where we start, I don't think. Oh, actually, wait, maybe it's where we start, because look at this. So the 5 is in one of these, hello, Math Pesto. The 5 is in one of these 5 cells, and that didn't seem very interesting at first, but then I realized there's none of these cells are in, and none of these cells can be 5. So then where does 5 go in row 2? Well, it can't go in any of these cells, and it can't go in that cell, so 5 is in one of those two cells. Okay, not interesting anymore. Okay, so let's look at the other secret of German whispers is that if I put a 1, 2, 3, or 4 in this cell, then these two cells only have the options of being 6, 7, 8, and 9. Because you have to sort of alternate high and low parity. Even if we put the lowest digit in here, 1, we would have to put at least a 6 in here. And then the next digit along the line would be low as well. So we can sort of color these as being, these are maybe the low digits and these are maybe the high digits. And then we can start to think about, well, maybe that wasn't the best one to color. Maybe we can color this one instead. So that one you'll have to color these all the same and these all the same. If I mess this up, please tell me. Okay, so that is interesting because there's 3 of these in the column, and oh, these are the same parity. So actually we know if these are blue, then there's 5 either low digits or high digits in this column. And we know that these are the same parity because this one will be different than these two. If these are blue, then there will be 5 of the same parity, high or low, in the column. And there is only 4 low digits. There is only 4 high digits. So these have to be orange, which means that these are blue, and that is blue. Now, similarly, these 3 are the same parity because these 2 are also the same parity. If I color this, well, I'm going to make this blue so that we can see that. So these will be orange then. And I don't know if this is the right way around or the other way around, but we're going to see it is the right way around in a second. So then these would have to be blue. So these are all the same parity. And again, if we made those orange, there would be 5 cells in this row that are orange, and that's not going to work. So these are blue, and these are orange, and that's blue. And now we can do the same argument here. If these 2 were blue, then it would be 5 blues in the column. So they have to be orange. So that has to be blue, and this has to be orange. All right, so we have all of the cells on the German Whispers lines colored, but we don't know whether they're high or low, which way around they are. So let's think about that a little bit carefully. So the suspicious thing about this one and this one is that there's a 1 and a 9 in these boxes, and 1 and 9 are very useful for German Whispers lines, because if I put a 1 on one of these lines, I can put any high digit in here, whereas if I put a 2 here, I can only put 7, 8, or 9 in here because 6 is too close to 2. So 1 and 9 are very useful in German Whispers lines for freeing up the space. In addition, if I put a 4 or a 6 anywhere on a German Whispers line, then I need to surround it by all of the highest digit or lowest digit. So if I put a 6, then I'd have to put 1s all around it. So actually, I can't put a 6 in any of these cells, or even I can't put a 6 anywhere on this line because there will be a 1 clash in the box. In addition, it would be very suspicious if these were low, because they would have to be 2, 3, and 4, which would mean that this one had to be a 9. And one of these would have to be 9. If blue was low, row 2, column 2 would be very restricted. Interesting. I mean, oh, yes, you're right, Malarog, you're totally right. Look at this. Malarog points out this is beautiful. So these 3 digits are looking right here. Hello, Original Elijah, or Jacob. Nice to see you. Thank you for the good luck. These 3 digits are looking at this cell, which means that if this cell is low, then it must be a 2, because it can't be 1, 4, or 3. So if this is a 2, then these have to be 7, 8, and 9. So this is either a 2 or it's a 9, because if these are low, then we know that they're 2, 3, and 4. There's a 4 in that set, so this has to be a 9. So if this is low, it's a 2, and if it's high, it's a 9. So this is either 2, 3, 4, or 7, 8, 9. Well, there's no way I can put a 4 in either of these 2 cells, even though I can see that there's a 4 here. Or a 4 in either of these 2 cells, actually, because these 2 cells see each other. Oh, wait, or a 4 here, because that would mean that these are 9. So I actually can't put a 4 in any of these cells. Let's just go over that slowly. So if I put a 4 here, both of the cells that are touching the 4 on this line have to be 9. and those 9s would see each other. If I put a 4 here, both of these cells would have to be 9 because they're touching the 4 on the line, and they see each other in the column, and if this is the same thing. So then there's no 4 in here, so if there's no 4 in here and there's no 1 in here, then these can't be low. These have to be 7, 8, 9, and this has to be a 2. So these two cells need to be from low digits, and this can't be a 4 because that would put 2 9s in the box. So they're 1 and 3, which is sort of resolved. This could still be a 1 though. This can't be a 9, of course. But now we can look at all the blue cells and say that these are 1, 2, 3, 4. We can look at all these cells without these cells in there and do 7, 8, 9. Oh, I caught this one when I was doing that, so I get rid of those. You can do something similar in box 3 because there's already a 9 in the box. Right, okay. So this is not 9. It's obviously not 6 because that would mean these are all 1. I think it could be 7 or 8, but that means there's no 4 in here because a 4 would need a 9 next to it, and that would also put 2 9s in this box, in this row, sorry. So let's think about, so 1 sees that, 1 and 3 see this one, and this can't be a 4 because that would put 2 9s in the row, or the column, sorry. So these are not 6s because they're next to 2. Oh, these are not 2s because there's a 2 in the row. So that means this is a 2 because there's a 1 3 pair in its box. A 1 3 pair in its box, this sees a 3 obviously, as original Elijah points out. So this is an 8. This could be 7 or 9. There's no way this is a 6 or a 7 because it does see a 3. So this is a 9. This can't be a 4 because that would put a 9 here. Actually, we can get rid of 4 from, I think, every cell. Not that one. This one, we can get rid of 4 here. We can get rid of 4 here. We can get rid of 4 here. Let's just get rid of 6 as well while we're doing this. 6 definitely can't go there because that would mean those two cells are both 1. This can't be a 6 because those would be both 1. This can't be a 6. This can't be a 6. Okay. This is spicy. Not that spicy. It's pretty standard, but I'm just warming up. I'm warming up. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3 triple here, I guess. Which means there is a 3 in here. Oh, there is a 3 in here. We can do the same thing about, so there is a 3 in here, which means that if this was a 7, there would be no 3 in here. So we could probably do the same thing over here. So there is a 7 in here. So if this was a 3, then there would be no 7 in these 3 cells, and that would be a problem. So this is 1 or 2, obviously. These can't be 2s because they see a 2. This can't be 1 for the same reason. Just basic Sudoku. Let's look at, so 1, 2, and 3 in this box can't be in any of these cells because of these. So 1, 2, and 3 are down here. Kind of expecting more from that, but it didn't happen. Okay, so there's definitely a 9 on this side, so there's a 9 in one of these two. Well, we already know that, I guess. Okay, so... Oh, there's a 3 in one of these two cells, so this is an 8. Same idea over and over again. This being an 8 means that 8 in this box is in one of these 3 cells. Not really useful. This is not an 8. Can this be a 7? Seems very unlikely that this is a 7. If this is a 7, this is 2 and 1, which means this is a 3. So this is not a 7. Let's just go over that slowly. If this is a 7, this has to be 2 and 1, and then this will be a 3. 3 can't be next to 7. So this is a 9. I need to work on saying this is. I know that's a really weird... Thank you, Naverio. That's a very good point. Please like the stream if you enjoy it, because Yeah, likes really help with YouTube stuff. They really like likes. So there's two nines here, which means that there has to be a 9 here. That cannot be a 9. Oh, that can't be a 4 because there's a 4 looking at it. So we have a 1, 2, 3 triple. I guess we can label these as being blue. I don't know if we really need to do that thing, but yeah, true. Naverio streams on Twitch. You guys should follow him if you aren't already following him. F? I'm confused. What does F mean? So there's... Oh, okay, okay. Yes, yes. Of course, F means rip, right? Like rest in pieces. The given 3 is looking down. Yes, I don't... What is it? Okay, so I definitely need this warm-up because the Sudoku is the one that's throwing me off. Let me check the stream health. There was no warning, so I think it was your end. Totally normal cat. I almost said tall cat again. So now that this 1 is here, there's definitely a 3 in here, which means this. See, I told you I need to practice saying that this. I don't know why. That this has to be an 8 because there's definitely a 3 in one of these two, so this can't be 7. This 8 sees that this is a 9. We could have gotten that this was a 9 before because one of these two things would have to have a 3. So there would have to be an 8 in one of these two cells, so that 8 would see this. Kind of weird. This has to be a 1 because of the 2, 3 in the box. This could be a 7, I guess. That can't be a 1, of course. No 1 down here. Did I say total cat? Oh boy. I'm already starting to lose my mind, and we haven't even started on shards. Okay, so that one is that color. Oh, so this 8 sees down and sees this as a 7, which is great because that means this is not a 3. Which I thought would do more, but these are not 7s anymore. I will suffer. I understand that. I understand that from the beginning that I will definitely suffer with shards, but I chose this life, you know. Okay, so there should be, oh, there's a 7-8 pair in here, so this is a 9. So that's a 9 because these two 9s are looking here. There's a 9 down here, and this 9 says that it's right there, so that's a 9, that's an 8. You removed a 1 to create a 2, 3 pair, but didn't even see it. Oh, right here, right here. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, I removed this one. This one. I was I was looking at this and saying, oh, that does nothing. But I should have looked at this and said that this is a 1, and this is a 3, and this is a 1. This 3 does nothing because all these are filled in now. So this is a 2, this is a 1. That has to have done something. There's no 2 here now, so there's a 2 over here. No, this is not grkles Shards. grkles Shards is up next. We're warming up right now, which we definitely need. We definitely need to warm up. So there's these 8s see into here. So there's an 8 in one of these two cells, which means that that is a 7. Which means that this can't be a 3, so that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 1. Now this could be anything now. There's a 7 down here because of these 7s. 7 row 2. Yes, yes. There's no 7s over here. There's no 7s here. There's no 7 there. So that's a 7. Which places a 5 over here. So there's a 5 in one of these 3 cells, but that's a 7 because these 7s are gone. I'm just going to not color if that's okay. Yes, yes. grkles Shards is coming up. We will be torturing ourselves with grkles Shards. I'm just doing some Sudoku on 5s. 5 is definitely in one of these 2 cells, and there's a 5-6 pair, so this 5 resolves it. It's a 5 and that's a 6. There's a 5 in one of these 2 cells, which lines up with these 5s, I guess. Does nothing. This is surely resolved. How is this not resolved? The 2 in this column is down here, so it's in one of these 2 cells. Is the 3 similar? I guess the 3 is in one of these 3 cells. Column 5. Yes, that is a good call. So column 5 needs a 7 and an 8. Yeah, I'm scanning that right. So this 8 tells us that the 8 is at the top and the 7 is in the middle. And that means that down here we have a 7, but it's not resolved. The 8 up here fixes that that's a 7 though, so that's an 8, that's an 8, and that's a 7. That means that these two, yes, we've done the German whispers now, so it should just be Sudoku. That's a 6 and a 4. In here we need 5, 4, and 6. Sorry, for some reason my eyebrow is really itchy. This is 4, 6, and 3. 4, 6, and 3. 2 box 4. Why are you guys doing it in 2 messages? 2 box 4. Yes, okay, so in this box, the 2 looks in here, placing a 2 here. Which is maybe the last. Well, there's 2 more 2s down here. Box 5 is going to be filled with a 1, which needs to be there, and this needs to be a 3, which means that that's not a 3, which means this is a 2, 3 pair, not a 9. So then these 3 cells are 6, 8, and 4. The 8 is going right there. This is a 4, 6, but this 4 resolves it. That's a 6 and that's a 4, which means that this 6 is the 4, 6 pair that I didn't write in because I wanted it to be resolved before I wrote it in. So this is a 4, which means that this is a 3, that's a 6, that's a 6, that's a 5. Column 2 is free. Yes, it is. This digit is a 4. Free and useless. Okay, this is a 6. Also useless. So these are 5 and 3. So that 3 tells us the order. There also needs to be a 4 in this box, which has to go here because of this 4. That means that's a 4 and that's a 6, which means this is a 6 and this is a 7. I thought we were done, but we're not. This 3 sees in here, so that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 2, that's a 2, and this is a 4. 21 minutes. Okay. Not too bad, not too shabby. I was doing a little bit of, that's column 3. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, that was column 3. Yeah, that was a very smooth puzzle. Thank you. Thank you for that little warm-up, Kagisho. Okay. Let me get a short drink of water. I won't even go to the be right back screen. I'll get a short drink of water and you guys work on the break into this. Whew. Okay. Psych myself up. I don't think I've seen grkles in chat, so I'll ping him. Jesus Christ, really? I have to integrate Notepad? Okay. Okay. Let me bring up a Notepad then. And then let me do this before we start. Whoa, how did it know that I was doing the Notepad? That's cool. Okay, so we're gonna want to crop this a little bit. Seems fine, and then we will put this right here. And I'll move myself over a little bit. Okay. So move that over there. Okay. Is that good? Writing. Oh, that's really small. Okay. So why don't we? Oh my. This is quite the Jeez. Oh, there's a shortcut, Control Plus. Okay. So I'll make it. That doesn't even say writing. Writing. And I'm guessing that's pretty easy to read. So we'll keep it like that. And okay. So the rules to this puzzle are completely simple. They're actually really simple. Digits on an arrow must sum to the digit in the associated circle and may repeat if allowed by other rules. It says normal Sudoku rules apply, but we'll get to that in a second. However, 5 of the digits from 1 to 9 are treated as negative wherever they appear in the grid for the purposes of determining arrow relationships, i.e., on the arrows and in arrow circles, the solver must determine which 5 digits are negative. Now, I'm sure that wasn't overly confusing, but I'll just explain it just in case you're like, what on earth is going on? So obviously these cells, if they were all positive, would add up to 45 minus 6, which is 40. And in normal arrows, this cell gives the sum on this arrow. Now, the sum of 40 is not equal to 5, of course. So some of these digits have to be negative, and those digits will add and subtract. So if we want 5 equals, and then maybe we can figure out some sort of a intuition by doing this example and trying to make the sum equal to 5. So if we want it to be equal to 5, we need to so it's much easier to make a sum equal to 0. So we're going to add minus 5 on this side. Now it could be plus 5, but the 5 will always be doubled because there's always a 5 in the row, no matter what its sign is. So then we have minus 10 right now, and we want to get to 0. And we have the digits 1 to 9 without 6. Okay, so let's just add 10 in, and then let's think about that. So think about that. So we add 10 in, then we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and or not 6, sorry. We have 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8 to deal with. and we want to make those sum up to 0 while making, well, 5 of them negative will not work. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, like, to see how that would work out. Because making 5 of them negative, because 5 of the digits have to be negative. Oh, but 4 of them could be negative, and then the 6 could also be negative. Oh, wait, no, wait, the 5 over here, wait. Oh, the 5 is always going to be the opposite. So if I have 5 over here, and let's say the 5 is positive, right? Then the 5 over here, well, when it comes over to the other side to make this 0, it'll always cancel with this 5, because whether it's minus 5 on the left-hand side, and you bring it over, it'll be plus 5 on that side, plus a minus 5 is equal to 0. I'm sure this is very easy for you guys to see, but maybe not so easy for me trying to explain it. Okay, so let's think about, so we need to make these digits add up to 0. Now I'm actually doing this, because I think this is not that easy. It doesn't matter what 5 is. 5 could be positive or negative, but this is the case. We need to add in at most 3 minus signs here and make the sum 0. No, sorry, at least 3. At least 3 minus signs and make the sum 0. We could use 5 minus signs at most, but I think if we use 5 minus signs, we're going to run into a lot of trouble. So if we did 8 plus 9, that's 17. Minus, oh wait, no, that's perfect. That is actually perfect. I was thinking this is the only scenario in which this will work. If we add in 5 minus signs, the only 5 we could do would be this combination. Because that 1, 2, 3, and 4 add up to 10, plus a 7 is 17, and 8 and 9 add up to 17. We're working on this row right now, by the way, in case it was confusing to anyone. Hello, pause. Oh, my my stream chat just froze for a long time. Okay, that's why I didn't see your guys' comments. No, I'm not ignoring you. My stream chat was frozen. I thought you weren't saying anything. I thought everyone was completely silent. What were you saying, Niv? Because my stream chat is no longer scrolling for some reason. Okay, so yeah, the 5 cancels out. I see that now. We have a long way to go with that math. I don't think we have that much to go. I mean, I don't think there are that many ways to do this. Because if we use 5 minus signs, right? Which means that both 5 and 6 would be positive in that case. If we use 5 minus signs, there's one way to do it. There's only one way. So then if we use 4 minus signs, we may use 4 minus signs. Okay, so now the way to think about this is if we use 4 minus signs, then what we're doing is we're substituting either 8 or 9 for 2 other digits. So, for example, if we make 1 and, oh, sorry. if we make 1 and 7 positive, but 8 negative, then we have the same sort of opposite. We have 17 and 17, but now the 7 and the 1 are replacing the 8. I don't know if that makes sense, but the way to think about it, I think, is if you use one less minus sign, then you have to make up one of these digits using using a set of these digits. So for example, if we used 3 minus signs, then we'd have to make up either 8 or 9 with 3 of these digits, which we could do. So there's a couple ways to do it. Right. We could also do in that vein. We could also do. We could make the 2 and the 7 positive, but make the 9 negative. So that's the other way to sort of flip it. Now I think we could also do 3 minus signs if we're, because we could do 2, 3, 4, or we could do 1, 3, 4. I think those are the only two. Yeah, we could do 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 4. So let's write those out. Make 2, 3, and 4 positive. 7 is still negative. 8 is still positive, and 9 is now negative. Now we could also do 1 being positive. Oh, I did say that. Yeah, I did say 45 minus 6 equals 40. You're right. That's funny. It's funny the things you don't catch yourself saying, but yeah, I definitely did say that. My brain is like 10 steps ahead of my mouth sometimes, so I'm not thinking about what I'm saying at the moment sometimes. Okay, so that's interesting. That's not great. There seems to be five possibilities. So this is interesting. So this one is interesting, and this one is also interesting. I think we want to focus on this one first, because this one is a little bit weird. So this one is saying that if this is x times 2 plus or minus 5 is equal to 45? Is that true? No, wait. No, we don't know what a box sums to. We don't know what a box sums to, which is kind of weird. Okay, right. So we have 45 here, but some of the digits are negative. Huh, I don't know. That seems really weird. So let's think about this instead. This cell. Oh, okay, so this is interesting. This cell is equal to the sum of there. So a box, this is saying that a box is the sum of a box, which is usually 45, can be represented as a single digit. That seems really hard. That seems really, really hard, especially considering that in these possibilities, we always have an 8 or a 9 that's positive. So we couldn't do like the 5 highest digits being... No, what? I mean, I think this one is weirder than box 1, but I wanted to explain why I thought that. And then I was a little bit sucked into thinking about it for a little bit. But in the context of this is actually a lot more interesting. Not just that. So how do we get to a single digit total? That seems really hard. So we want to make a single digit. It's 5 plus 6? No? Oh, this is a good point. This is a good point of Kagisho. This is an entire row. This is an entire row. And this sums to 5. And this is a 6. So what he's saying is that this row either, okay, so it could sum to 5 plus 6, like he's saying. So if this summed to 5 and this was positive, if these were both positive, then the row would sum to 11. But we know the row can't sum to 11 because, wait, it may or may not be easier when you know the 7 out of 9 cancel out. I don't know what that means, but I'm getting there. So could these both be positive? No, because that would mean that the row and therefore a box, all the digits would sum to 11. But 11 is not, you can't put 11 in a single cell. So then we can't have these both being positive. So one of them has to be negative. Now, the weird part is that if the 6 is negative, right? If the 6 is negative, then this sums to positive, well, we've said that these can't both be negative, or so they can't both be positive, because that would sum to 11, but they also can't be both negative, because that would be negative 11. And I also can't put negative 11 in this cell because while digits can be negative in this puzzle, I still can't put an 11 into one cell. So these can't both be negative, so one of them has to be positive and one of them has to be negative, which actually does mean that we're out of the scenario where we have 5 negatives, and we're out of the scenario in which we have 3 negatives, because that would mean both of these are positive, right? Yeah, we have exactly 4 negatives to play with, which gets rid of that one as well. So one of these two is true. But anyways, so one of these is negative and one of them is positive. And either way you cut the cake, if it's 6 is negative and 5 is positive, that will be -1. And if it's 5 is negative and 6 is positive, the sum of the row will be +1. So this digit is a 1. It's either -1 or +1. And that corresponds to these two cases, whether it's this one or this one. Okay, so either -1 or +1. And I don't think we can do anything else with that. Yeah, because it is just a fact, because of this row, that it sums to +1 or -1. There's no, there's no deduction we can make in here. It just is. So this is now useless, is what I'm saying. It's completely useless. So is this, basically. So we have not that many arrows, we have negative numbers, and we've now made 2 arrows completely useless. Okay, so let's think about this box then. Because we now know that all the digits either sum up to +1 or they sum up to -1. So that means that these digits all sum up to either +1 or -1. So this is either positive 2x minus 5 because let's think about that. So if this is wait. Yeah. If this is not 5. 5 is a bad example. 6 is a bad example too. So if this is 7 and it's no, it's not 11. It's not 11. Am I like lagging or something? Or is the stream chat lagging? Okay, I'm gonna move the OBS one seems to not be functioning. So I will move to the YouTube one. What would row 1, column 1 if row 3... That's weird. It says the stream health seems to be excellent. It says excellent quality. Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But let's think about this. So if this is a 7 and it's positive, then this arrow entirely sums to either 14 or minus 14, which means that the 5 is always the opposite parity of this, because we have to get to either positive 1 or negative 1 by including the 5 in this sum. So this one is always the opposite parity of this one, because if this is 14, then this has to be minus 5 to get lower. And if this was minus 14, we'd have to do positive 5 to get, I guess, higher. Yeah, I don't think the latency is too bad. I think it was OBS. I shouldn't use the OBS chat. I am. So the weird thing is that the chat is over here for me, but I want to be looking at the camera. So I tried to position the OBS chat. Sorry about that. The OBS chat right above my my screen here, so that I can look at the camera and also look at the chat. But when I do that, then apparently it lags for some reason. Maybe I can move. Oh, that. Nah, that doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, it's fine. I'll just look this way. It's fine. Okay, so when we were doing the 14 example, right? You could see that obviously 14 plus or minus 5 is never going to equal 1. So actually we know exactly what this digit is, because this digit times 2 minus 5 must be equal to 1 or minus 1. Maybe. So I think we have 2 options. And maybe the 6 will help us. So let's think about that. So 6 minus 5 is obviously 1. So this could be 3. And then the other option would be, if it wants to equal minus 1, then we'd have to do 4. 4 minus 5 equals minus 1. So this is either 2 or 3. How does that relate to this? 2 or 3? Six and 1 are the same parity? How do I know that? How would I know that 6 and 1 are the same parity? Oh, because this is the bigger digit. No, you're right. So if this is negative, then we have, let's write it out. So if we have minus 6 plus 5, that's going to be minus 1. if we have positive 6 minus 5, that's going to be 1. Ah, okay. So then, yes, because 6 is greater than 5. Yes, you're not dumb, Kagisho. I am dumb. So the 6 is always the same parity as the 1. And since the 5 is always the opposite parity as this, but we need to get to the opposite 1. So then this needs to be the same parity as the result of the subtraction. The same parity, this needs to be the same parity as the 1. And if we look here, the 2 and the 1 are always the opposite parity, so it must be the 3. So this is 3. What? Here, wait, let's go through this slowly. So if this is 6, 6 minus 5 is 1. Six minus 5 is 1, and 6 minus 5 is 1. Yeah, okay, this does work. This does work. The 3 works. And the 3 in this case is the same parity as 1, but we worked out from the 5 combinations that if the 3 and the 1 are the same parity, then they're both negative. So in fact, we are now in this world. This is the world we live in, where the 1 is negative. So let's go through this. So we have -1, we have +2, we have -3. I don't like these commas. I don't know why I put them. We have -4, we have +7, we have +8, we have +9. Let's fill in the 5 and the 6 because for some reason I didn't do that. I want this on 2 lines, I guess. So this is going to be +6, or +5, sorry, +5, and -6. Great. This is the easy part. Okay. That was not easy. I don't think that was easy at all. That wasn't easy? Okay. Oh, what? Oh, -9. Sorry, -9. I just copied over wrong. I copied it over wrong. Let's just... Oh, it only goes back 1 step. Okay. It is -9. I do remember that from the... I think I remember that. Confirm whether this is true. Okay. Okay, so... Now what do we do? So we've now made this arrow also useless. We have 3 useless arrows. We know the parity of the digits. And we now have this grid to finish us off. Just, yeah, we're almost done. I think we're almost done. It only took 30 minutes. Okay, so there's a 3 in here. So that's going to be -3. Now I'm wondering if we can put -3 in the circle, because no, we can with 4 and 7. Took 10 and 8 cells to get 2 digits, and those cells become instantly useless. Yes, yes. It took nearly almost four sets of the digits 1 to 9, or three sets. I can't even count to 4. 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9, plus a I was gonna make a stupid joke, but I'm not gonna make it. It took 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9 plus a 1, so 4 sets of the digit 1 to 9 to get oh yes, yes. Positive 7 minus 4 does not equal minus 3. Okay, so maybe I need to reevaluate because I was doing positive 3, I think. Oh god, this is gonna screw with my head now. Can I get... I feel like I can't get to minus 3. So if I want to do minus 3 equals 2 digits, there's just no way, is there? Because, like, if I start from any digit, mind evaporate live. It's not that bad so far. Okay, so I can't do it. There's no way. I just can't do it. All the combinations don't work. Okay, so that means that there is a there is a 3 in here. A 3 pencil marked in 4 cells. We have spent about 5 minutes to get a 3 in 4 cells. But there's a 3 on the arrow now, so one of these arrows has a minus 3 on it. I feel like I need to like quickly code like some kind of there's no defibrillator here, and the only people home are my cats, so I'm not sure they could work it anyway. Okay, so a minus 3. Hello, Riff Clown. Nice to see you. That's okay. I guess I should say in the chat, because you can't hear me. Hello, Riff Clown. Nice to see you. Okay, would I code it in? I mean, I actually have... I mean, I already have something to code it in. So let's do that. Let's just look at that. So I can start up my Jupyter notebook for Python, and go into my files here. Hopefully not dox myself. Oh, I just doxed myself and my friends. Thank you, Prime Weasel, for showing up. I do have something ready for this, so it's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, I have this killer cage combinations, and what I can just do here, which will be super easy, is just to go and do. So I want the sum. Here, I'll write this out. Sum equals some number, right? Oh, I don't have I don't have great like ways to do it, but if I wanted to do the minus 3, for example, and then the number of cells I have to do it in is 2. That's, I guess, boxes I wrote it as. And then, yeah, this is, I just made this so that I could easily adjust things on the fly. And then I'm gonna have to have this here, because the numbers are not 1 to 9 positive. Some of them are negative. So let's add in the negatives here. So negative 9, we have negative 6, we've got negative 4, negative 3, and negative 1. Okay. Yeah, see, there you go. The result is 0. There is no way to combine those numbers to give you negative 3. What puzzles? The mod size cages? Mod size cages? And let's just confirm this is working because maybe it isn't. So let's do -5, or sorry, it's +5. We have 8 boxes. It's not working. It's not working. Okay. I probably have something in here that says it can't be less than 0. Or I'm making some assumption with minus signs. Okay, this is a boring stream. This is this is not peak content anymore. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Okay, that's a bad idea. Let's focus on the puzzle. We've wasted 3 minutes doing that. Okay, so we were gonna code. Well, I already had some code to look at that, but it's not. There's some assumption with minus signs because I didn't assume that I would be using a killer cage combinator for minus signs because I hadn't met grkles at that point. Okay, so 2. Let's look at 2 because we already have one of these sums, so let's look at that one. That seems reasonable. This should be helpful. So we can make. Oh wait, I need to. So if I include -1 on this line, then I need to make the other 2. This should be helpful. So I have -2. Now, if I include them, I'm curious about -1 because, oh no, I want +2. Sorry, +2. If I have -1, because I'm curious if 1 has to go on this arrow, then I will need to include 2 cells which add up to 3. +3. Now I think I could do +3. Yeah, I can do +3 by 7 and -4. That's what I screwed up before. Hello, Playmaker. Nice to see you in chat. Okay, so I can include a -1. How annoying. If I don't include a -1, is there a way to get there? Maybe that's the trick. Maybe I have to include the -1. But I don't even know where to start with this. Like, do you just have to grind through all the possibilities? Huh, okay, so let's... What, are you watching the stream on a CTC stream or something? I see, Playmaker's streaming. I think about box 6 and its relation with box 4. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe we should think about what these 3 digits add up to, because we have these. Well, we know the whole box adds up to 1. 4 equals. God damn it. Okay. What are you doing? I'm so confused. What are you doing? Oh, you're listing out all the possible in 2 cells. Oh God. Okay, so let's see here. Is that all the possibles in 2 cells? That 9 in row 6, column 8. These 2? 6 and 3 on these arrows breaks? I'm not even sure I see that because why does 6 and 3 break? Versus 1 in both row 6, column 8, and row 6, column 2. Oh, is there... Do you want... Is there... Okay, maybe we'll just list out all the possibilities in 2 cells. Nine would have to be paired with 7, not 1. Okay, let's just... Okay. Let's go slowly. Okay, so -1 in 2 cells. Is there any possibility other than 8 and 9? I only... No, there's 2 and 3, isn't there? You can do minus... Or sorry, 2 minus 3. Oh my god. That's a good strategy. Okay. Or yeah, yeah, 5 and 6 too. 5 and 6. Let's just list them out like this. So 6 minus 5, or sorry, no, 5 minus 6 doesn't work, does it? Yeah, it does. Sorry. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so 2. Let's go with 2. 2 requires that 2 digits be spaced by 2. So the only way is 8 and 6. You could do 4 and 2. No, you can't do 4 and 2. Can't do 3 and 1. You can do 5 and 3. By looking at row 6, we can discard 2. Is that like particularly for these two? Oh, because of the 2. Duh. Okay, well, I'm just listing them out. I'm just listing them out. I'm just listing them out. Okay, so the other way is, oh, I was gonna say with 8 and 6, but that's already taken. 7 doesn't work with 5. Okay, I'm not very fast at this, so this is gonna go very poorly. -3 we already know doesn't work in 2 cells. So -4, does that work in 2 cells? -4 is 9 and 5. 5 minus 9. Or 7 minus 3. No, it's not. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. 2 minus 6 works. And that's it, right? That's it. Yes, 2 minus 6. And then I'm doing them in order. Just wait. 0 minus 4, no. Okay, so then 5, positive 5 will need to be okay, 8 minus 3 would work. Is that it? Okay. -6 is going to be... Is there anything for -6? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. That's kind of interesting for this, because there's a 6 in here now. Okay, so now let's look at 7. you said 7 before is 5 plus 2. Oh, the first plus 1 we've had. Or 8 minus 1. Okay, I believe you. Positive 8 is... Is that possible? I don't initially see a way that that's possible. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. So minus 9. That's only possible with minus 3 and minus 6, right? Okay. I believe you. Okay, so now we have these possibilities which are very hard to read. So let's space them maybe. I just want these to be easier to read. Space them like that maybe? So I can sort of read the possibilities. I'm glad someone suggested a notebook or a notepad. Let's put a space here. Okay. Imagine doing 3 cell arrows. Oh god. I hope it doesn't come to that, Playmaker. I hope it does not come to that. Okay, so let's look at 6. So what can have 6 on its arrow? Well, 2 isn't going to work. Oh god. Eesh. Nice timing, grkles. Immediately after I finish doing this, he puts all of them in the chat and pings me. Very nice. Okay. Okay, so 6 only works with 1, 4, or 9. So there's definitely a 1, 4, or 9 in here. Oh god, grkles did the 3 cell ones too. Oh no, we have to do that. Okay. So let me just paste that here before I lose my mind. That's really hard to read. Okay, so yeah, but he didn't. But he didn't. I'm enjoying this a little bit. I mean, a little bit. So I don't want to bifurcate these. So maybe we think about, so if this is 9, negative 9 times 2, right? That's minus 18. Then we need 2x. So let's write this out. So if we have minus 18 plus 2x plus whatever the 3 digits add up to has to equal minus 1. So what works with minus 9? I mean, we're using 9, 3, and 6. So let's think about that. So we're using 9, 3, and 6. So what possibilities are left? That one's left. That one's left. So 7 is definitely possible. 2 is not possible. 9, 3, and 6. So 1 is not possible. 2 is not possible. 4 is not possible. 5 is not possible. And you can't have another 9. So x is equal to 7 in that case. So that would be 14. I'm sorry, you're going way too fast. I can point you towards the weak areas. I'm gonna work on it a little bit by myself and see if I can get somewhere, because I think I might be able to get somewhere. So So this would be -4. So then in that case, y would need to equal +3. Is that just always like true? So if we had minus, so that would be 18. What's left over? We had 1, 8, 1, 8, and 4. So if we do, yeah, that would be possible. That's just true. That's just true. Okay. So that's not super useful. So I think in terms of the box, 9 is possible. Now, well, 9 has to go with 7. That's that. Hello, Nori. Nice to see you in chat. So 9 has to go with a 7 in the other arrow. What about 1? So if 1 is doing the 6, that's 1, 5, and 6 gone. So we can't do 5, we can't do 4, we can't do 2 because there's a 2 in the row. So we're either doing 7 or 9, but we know that if we do 9, we have to do 7. So again, 1 goes with 7. And it, oh wait, 1 can't go with 7. 1 is impossible. If I put a 1 here, and then I make this arrow 5, 6, then this arrow, it can't be 2 because 2 is in the row. It can't be 1, obviously. It can't be 4 because 5 and 2, or sorry, 5 and 6 are gone. So neither possibility 4 works. 5 is obviously in this arrow. 7 needs either a 5 or a 1, so that doesn't work, and 9 needs a 6, so that does not work. So 1 is actually just completely impossible in this case. So the only other option is 4 with 2 and 6. So that removes 2, well, 2 wasn't an option. So that means either 7, I think that means almost anything. I think 4 can go with 1, 5, 7, or 9. Not 9, sorry, 1, 5, or 7. So 4 goes with 1, 5, or 7. But it always uses an 8. That's interesting. Every equation uses at least one 5, 6 cell. I don't know if that's true because you could do 7, 8, and 1, and then either 9 or 4, and neither of those would use a 5. Yeah, there can be a 1 in here, only with 8, 1. Or a 1 in here if it's 4, and that would be 8, 9. So I'm guessing this is not where we look. Okay. So these bulbs are 1, 4, 5, 7, or 9. Much less effective than I was hoping for. But maybe this one also comes into play. So let's think about that. So if one of these is a 9, then the other one is a 7. If this is a 9, this is a 3, 6. Which means, what can this be? That's not actually that interesting, though. Yes, absurdly brutal. You didn't have to make it this brutal. Okay, so maybe we should look at this. or something. Okay, so does this have a few possibilities? Let's look at, grkles did write out this. Okay, so as expected, this only has one possibility. Okay, so this only has one possibility according to the setter himself sending me all the possibilities of 3-cell arrows. So this has to be 1, 4, and 7, which means there's a 1 in here. So let's troll these possibilities for another 3-cell arrow that only has one possibility. So 9 can't be in a 3-cell arrow, apparently. 1 only has one option. Okay, so this can't be a 2. Or it could be a 3. grkles. I think his official opinion is that it doesn't matter. Two-cell arrows which do not have 1, 4, or 7. That's a good idea. So this little bit here can't have 1, 4, or 7, and it needs to add up. So it can't obviously be a 1, so that's out. Can't be a 4, so that's out, and it can't be a 7. So it's either a 5, a 2, or a 9. I don't see a problem with 9. I don't see a problem with 2, and I don't see a problem with 5. Okay, so it's either 2, 5, or 9. This is either 3, 6 for 9, 3, 8 for 5, or 8, 6, or 3, 5 for 2. So that's definitely not a 5. Was there a commonality between those? I don't think so. The one that popped up the most was 5. Well, maybe 3 popped up a lot too. So maybe this digit is restricted in terms of it can't rule out certain possibilities here. So let's look at that maybe. So we've already looked, this can't be a 1 because it sees a 1. It can't be a 2, otherwise there would be a 1 on here. Can be a 3 if it's exactly 7, 6, 4. Oh wait, no. It can't have a 3 because there's no 2-cell arrow with 3. So let's think about that again then. 4 can get away without a 1. Yeah, I think it can definitely be 4. Can it be 5? Yeah, I think it can be 5. Can it be 6? No, because 6 can't have a 2-cell arrow. Can it be 7? That's a tough call, but I think it can be 7. The problem why I'm or the reason why I'm sort of pausing there is that in these two instances, there's a lot of overlap between this and these two instances. So, yes, we do know which digits are negative. There's minus, maybe I'll label blue and orange for positive and negative, just for the people who are coming in. We don't have a 4 or a 7 or an 8 or a 9, so we'll label those when we get there, but this is the combination. I wonder if I can make this bigger. So let me make this bigger. hopefully that will help a little bit. But I do need to focus on these for a second. And you can sort of see which ones are negative in the sums. So hopefully that helps. So let's look at, we were looking at 7, which is possible. 8 is not possible because you can't do it in 2 cells. So we have 4, 5, or 7 here, which doesn't really do much here. I mean, if it's 5, then this can't be a 5. And you can't add up to 5, so it would have to be either 2, 2, 8, 6 or 9, 3, 6. Yeah, I'm not seeing why that is interesting, but we know that this one, so if it's 5, it's 8, 3, obviously. I swear I just changed to that. It's 8, 3. If it's 7, it can be 8, 1 or 5, 2. And if it's 4, it can be 5, 9 or 2, 6. Oh, it can't be 1 something. I wrote that down, but I didn't need to. But it can still be 8 with 3. Yeah, okay. 8, 3 seems a bit sus. This is 5, 8, 3. Then this will have 1 of 8 or 3. Yeah, geez. Okay, so it's maybe this arrow then. Ah, okay, so isn't that limited to the same things as this one? Because this can't have a 1 on it, and that was the only constraint we put on this, isn't it? I think that is the only constraint. Oh, no, we also put that they can't have a 2-cell arrow. Okay, so... but it can't be 8. That's interesting. It can't actually be 8 because the only sum with 8 that is in 3 cells that doesn't have a 1 is 4, 5, and 7, and that would leave this cell with no value. So this is 4, 5, 7, 3 or 6, I think. Ah, 3 is impossible because if you did 3 here, this would have to be 4, 6, 4, 6, 7, and this would have to be a 5, which would have to have a 3, 8 on its arrow, but there's already a 3 in the box. So this can't be a 3. If this was a 5, then you would use 7 and 4 as well, which would leave the cell with no value, so that can't be a 5. If this was a 6, you would use 4. I think that is possible. Although that would mean that if this was a 6, this would be a 5, and this would have to be a 2. That is very possible. Okay. What about a 7? A 7 here means that this is a 4 because it uses 8 in both of its combinations, and 5 needs an 8 on here, so that would mean that 4... Seven would have to be this one. Because 4 needs... This is really confusing. I think this is just like bifurcation at this point, but Okay, let's just fill in the options, I guess. So 2, 3, 8, 6 would be 7, 4, 9. And 4 would have to be 7, 5, 5, 2, or 8, 1. I think 4 can be either, unfortunately. 4 could be... Do we have all those digits accounted for? No, we don't have 5 or 6. It's very annoying. I think that's all the options. That is literally all the digits. Okay, okay. Well, these can't be 4 or 7. I don't think we always have a 3 in here. I know Andrew said that we always have a 3 in there, but you can do 2, 8, and 6, can't you? Is there a problem with 2, 8, 6? Because that doesn't have a 3 in it. So these arrows interact in a really weird way. If this arrow is a 5, then it has to be 8, 3. Which means that you can't do a 4 and you can't do a 7. So you would have to do a 6. So if this is a 5, this is a 6. And everything works out. If this is a 7, we know we can do it with a 4. If it's a 4, if it's a 7, maybe you can't do it with a 4. So if you do 7 there, you could do it either way then. It would be weird if row 7, this one? I think this can be a 9 in some cases. Row 1, column 6 is even? Even, odd, parity. Yeah, this is useless. I think that this is also useless, I think. This one. So this is even, right? Because each arrow is the sum of its digits. So if this is a 2, these sum to 2, so these sum to 4. So it's always going to be even, no matter if this is a 3, that would be 6, or negative 6 or whatever. So then these cells are even. The box adds to an odd total. So these have to sum to an odd total. But these sum to an even total. So if these sum to odd, yeah, so this is odd. Because if you have to add odd to make the arrow even. And that can't be a 1. So this can't be all the even digits? Is there any combination that's all the even digits? No. No. Or 3. Oh yeah, it sees 3 in the row. You're right. So is there a combination that uses 5, 7, and 9? No, of course not. Why would there be? uh, is that positive 9? No, it's if you put a 9 here, seems kind of weird. If you put a 9 here, so this is either +5, +7, or -9. That's polar opposites, okay? So what about this one? This is a 2-cell arrow that doesn't have a 3 on it. Right? And there is a lot of possibilities with 3. So it can't be a 5. It can't be a 1. It can't be that one. Can't be a 9. So it can be 1, 2, 4, or 7. Can't be a 1 because of the 1 in the column. So is there a combination that uses 2, 4, and 7? 2, 4, and 7. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. We have a deduction. We have a deduction. If this is a 5, then these cells are 2, 4, and 7 to add to 5, which means that this cell has no freaking value, which means that this cannot be a 5. And I think that is actually massive, because if that can't be a 5, I think 4 and 7 always go with 4 and 7. I'm pretty sure. If that is a 7, this is definitely a 4, because 7 would rule out, obviously, 7, and 6 has only 7. Now, if this is a 4, obviously you can't have a 4 in that cell. And there's a 4 in the 6 sum. So this is always a 4 or 7. That is a 4-7 pair, which is going to limit everything so much. Okay, this is amazing. Okay, so now we have... This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So now we have... Does it limit anything? No, this is this 5 out of 5? Yeah, it's 5 out of 5 for difficulty. Okay, so there's no overlap. 4-7 doesn't get rid of anything. Oh my god. No. No. Because there's no 4 or 7 in 4 or 7's combinations at all. Okay, so let's think about this digit, because these we know the sum of. Yes, okay, this is the point. This is the point. So these in total add up to is it -4? Yeah, okay, so it's -8 plus 14. So that will be +6. I knew it was 6, but I just couldn't. I was trying to make sure I got the negatives right. So it's +6. These add up to +6. +6 minus 1 is 5. So +6 minus 1 is 5. So we have 5 right now, but we need to get to -1. So this digit right here has to be -6. And if it's -6, then these two cells are either 5 and 3 or 5 and 8. So they always have a 5 in them, which means this is not a 5. We're zeroing in on this puzzle. We are going to destroy this puzzle eventually. No intelligent thought comes to mind. No. We do know the sum of these. No, we don't. We could get the sum of these. Well, sort of. So let's think about that. So these add up to 2. +2. And these add up to either 4 which would be 6. Which means that these cells would have to add up to -7. And -7, I was hoping that would be one of the sums we have. So we don't have -7 as one of the sums we have written down here. Row 9, column 5. Yeah, it can be 8, 9, and 3, can't it? Okay, this would be 8, 9, and 3, and this would be 5 and 2. And that would work. 8, 9, and 3 here is a little bit suspicious with this, actually, but not that suspicious. So that's actually true. There isn't a lot of possibilities. So the other case is that this is 2, 3, and 8. So there's always a 3 and an 8 here. Then the 4 would have to be 5, 9. So there's always a 5 here. And the only thing that switches is the 4 and 7 and the 2 and 9. The 2 and 9 switch, and the 4 and 7. But that's the only thing that switches. So we do have these pencil marks, which means that the 5s have to be up here. No, it's okay, Nardi. You have guided me even though you didn't mean to. So what about the 5 on this arrow? That's kind of interesting. If the 5 is on this arrow, it can't go with the 2. Because that would be 5, 3, and there's a 3 in the row. So it would have to go with either 2 or 9. So then it would be the other 2 or 9 that's down here, and this would be a 4, 7 pair. It should make this a 9 and this a 2. Oh, that is spicy. That is quite spicy. If we can somehow make this a 5, we get all of this resolved. So what if it's not a 5? How do you make that without 5? 2 would be 8, 6. 4 would be 2, 6. And 7 would be 8, 1. That doesn't seem great. I don't see how to do that. What 3-cell arrows can have 9 or 7 on the arrow? Oh, that's a good question for this one. Yeah, okay, so quite a few of them, but not 3 because there's a 3 in the row. So it could be 2. It could be 4. No, it can't be 4 because that has a 3. And that would mean that there would have to be a 3 in here, and there can't be. So it can't be 4. Can be 5. I think it can be 6. Can't be 7. Can be 8. Maybe 5 can't go in the arrow in row 1, column 9? Oh, that's a good point. Oh, well, it can. We have that already, but it can. Well, maybe it can't. Wait. Well, no, it can. It can. It definitely can. There's a few possibilities. If we want to write down these possibilities, I mean, 2 would be 4, 1, and that goes with a 7. A 5 would be 2, 4, which goes with a 7. A 6 would be 7, 9, 4. And then an 8 would be either 2, 1 or Dulce, we already have the parity worked out. We did that using this, this, and this. And you can watch the VOD to if you want to figure that out. So you can check out this one if you want to prove you're right. 1 and 4 are the same sign for sure. What were we doing? I think we needed to add 5 in here because 8 could go with 5 and 4. I'm curious though, like what could this be? I guess it could be a lot of things. Now that I think about it, so if this doesn't have a 5 on it, there's more that happens than just it not having a 5 on it. This must have a 5 on it then. No, it's not good. I don't know. I do not know. So we pencil marked this. We were thinking about this a while ago. Did we get anything more to do with that? Maybe we should think about this one, because this arrow can't have a 2 or a 3 on it. Or sorry, 2 or 6. So it can't be a 9. It could be pretty much everything else. Well, it can't be a 2. So it's either a 1, a 4, five, or a 7. Huh. One has to be 8, 9. Does it always have an 8? Okay, so one has to be 8, 9. We don't know the order. 4 has to be 5, 9. Which doesn't have an 8, unfortunately. It's bamboozling yourself again. It has to be 5, 9, so it doesn't have an 8 on it. 5 has to be 8, 3, which has to go in this order. 7 has to be 8, 1. It's very close to having an 8 on it always. There's only one possibility without, which is 5, 9. Five, 9 with 4 here. What was the point? So if 4 is down here, then 4 is not in here, which means that this has to be 7, 9. That has to be 7, 9. One of these will be 3, 6, and the other one will be... The other one will be 8, 1 if this is 5, 9. It feels really close to doing something, but it didn't do anything. If the 8 is here, in that case, box 3. This is a mess up here. It's an absolute mess. Okay, so what has 3 on its arrow? A lot of things. Like, really a lot of things. Oh, maybe not that many things? I guess 5, 9, 2, and 1. Five, 9, 2, and 1. The use of 2 down here is really suspicious to me. Let's consider up here again, because let's think about if this doesn't have a 2. What if that doesn't have a 2? Then we can't do 5. We obviously can't do 2. We could do 8 this way, or we could do 6. So, if 2 is in the arrow down here at all, 8 you don't think works? You put an 8 here. That has to be 4, 5. This has to be a 7, which means that's a 4, which means that's a 2. Which means this has to be 5, 3, which doesn't work. You're right. Okay, so 8 here, this way. That just never works. So we can actually remove 5. Because 5 doesn't appear in any other combination. So there is a... I was going to say there is a 5 on this arrow, but there isn't, because 5 could go there. So if 5 goes here, we only have one combination, 2, 4, and 7. If we put a 7 here, this is a 2. Which means that this has to be 6, 8. So close. It's so close. There's 2 spots for 5 up here. I don't think we can do it. What about if 5 is on this arrow? If the 5 is in the bulb, this is 8, 3. I don't know, that doesn't seem like a bad thing. I don't know. If 5 is on the arrow, it can be a whole load of things. I'm guessing 5 is actually on this arrow, so it's not really helping to think about whether it is or not. I'm interested if this is a 7, because if this is a 7, it forces this to be a 2. Wait, if this is a 9, this is a 9. Didn't that do something to this cell? If this is a 9, right? If this is a 9, this can't be a 5, so this would have to be a 5. And the only sum we're going to do is 5, 5, 2, right? Yeah, 5, 2 equals 7. So that means if this is a 7, then this is a 2. But if this is a 9, then this is a 7. So this is either 2 or 7, which is fine. But the more important thing to note is that there is always a 7 in one of these two. So this cell is a 4. That was so hard. That's so hard. That was a really hard deduction. That was like, I feel like I'm 6 layers deep into the matrix. 4 goes with a 6 and a 3. I'm not even doing math anymore. I don't have the brain capacity. It's just 4 goes with these digits because grkles said so. Okay, so now these digits have an 8 in them. They're 2, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so this is a 7, obviously. And there's definitely no 7 in here because there's a 7 pencil mark to there. It's going to be a 7 in one of these cells. Stopped doing math 30 minutes ago. Yep, same. Okay, so let's look at this arrow again, because this arrow is probably pretty limited now because we have a 4 in the grid, which we can label as negative. We can label this one as being positive. Okay, so this arrow combinations are either are they even limited? I don't think they're limited at all. I really don't think they're limited. Yeah, they're not limited at all. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, well, let's just move on then. Let's move on to greener pastures. Maybe thinking about, so if this is there's a lot less options here now. So this is either going to be 8, 6, 5, 2. Can it be 8, 1? If this is 7, no, because this will be 9 and this will have to be a 5. So these are the only options. There's an 8 down here, so that's not an 8, that's not a 6. So this is 2 options, 5 or 6, this is 2 or 8. Which means that in this column, this digit has to go there, that has to be a 2, 8. So there's a 9 in one of these two cells. There's a 3 down here, so there's a 3 in one of those two cells. This is 9 over here. Fall over, please. It's been an hour and a half. Either column or row 1, column 5 is a 2 or row 2 yeah. These are, oh, so this is not a 2. That's the point. I see. Now you can put an 8 in row 1, column 9. What? No way. Okay, so if that is a 2, oh, can you? I thought you said you can. Now you can. I just mixed up the words. Sorry. Now you can. Okay, so if I put an 8 here, then this will be a 2, and this will be a 5, which removes 2 and 5 from the 8 possibilities, so there's no way this is an 8. So there is an 8 down here somewhere. So 8 is either going on a 2-cell arrow or in, oh, 8 is not going in a 2-cell arrow because there's no combination to 8, so their 8 is going on a 2-cell arrow. I realize now that in and on pretty much mean the same thing. But when I'm saying on, I mean the arrows, you know? And when I'm saying in, I mean the arrow circle. That doesn't make any sense, but hopefully it did. In on. Oh my word. I'm losing brain cells. Arrow, yes. Okay. So now I need a glass of water. I just need to take a drink. Cool. Can 8 and 3 be on different arrows? Good question. This is hard to answer. Okay, so like every question. So if they're on the same arrow, it's a 5. If they're on different arrows, then neither of those arrows can be a 4. I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities for 8 and 3. Okay, maybe we should look at this again. So 2. 2 needs 7, 4, and 1. If this is a 2, then this is a 7, which works. Okay. Yeah, if this is a 5, then they're on different arrows. I think there is a lot of options, Andrew. Okay, but if this is a 5, then we know that this is a 2, 4. I'm just gonna put it in because like I can't. If this is a 5, then this is a 2, 4. Which means that that we can't use a 2 or a 4 and only one of 8 and 3. We can't use a 5, so 8, 9 is a possibility. 8, 3 is obviously not a possibility. Those are all not possibilities. So we could do 1 and 9 with 3, 6, 8, 9. Or we could do... That would mean that one of them is a 9 with 3, 6. I think there's 2 options. Oh, 8, 9 doesn't work with 9. So the only option is 7, 7, 1, 8, and 9, 3, 6. Is there a problem with that? I can see that if this is a 7, then this is a 2, this is an 8, and this is a 9, so the 9 would have to go up here with a 3, 6, and the 7 would go down here with the 8, 1. Yeah, I don't see it. So if we put a 5, okay, so either this is a 5, right? Either this is a 5 or this is a 5. That's definitely true. No, it isn't. Is that true? I don't know if that's true. Could 5 go on the arrow? Can 5 go on the arrow with 8 or 3? I don't see 5 and 8. I do see 5 and 3. So we did 5, 3, 2. Then these would both be 9 in that case. Because if you did this, right, then the 8 would be down here, so this would be a 9, but this would be a 2, so this would be a 7, this would be a 9. So these would both be 9. So you actually can't put the 5 on the arrows at all. So the 5 is in one of these 2 cells. So that's not a 5. So either this is a 5, or this is a 5, and then we have the 7, 9 like that. The 5 here would mean this is a 3, 8. The 9 here would mean this is a 3, 6. So there's definitely always a 3 in this pair. If the 8 is down here, that means, or sorry, if this is a 9 and this is 8, 1, if we go 5, 3, 8, I'm starting to see what on earth that does. 5, 3, 8 means that in that would work, and that would also work. But there would be a 4 up here, so we're looking for sums that do not include 4, 3, 8, or 5. 4? 4? Wait, what? There's no sum that doesn't include 4, 3, 5, and 8. There's literally no sum. There is no sum. So let's clarify what we're doing. So I was thinking about if this is a... Here, wait, let me get rid of that. If this is a 5, then this is a 3, 8. This then has to be a... Probably easier grkles, but I've seen this now, so, and yeah. So if this is a 5, then this is a 3, 8. This has to be a 2, 6. Now look at the possibilities for 2 and 6. Both of them include a 4. So there must be a 4 in here. Now we've taken away the does it? No, there's this one. There's this one already. There's 4, 2, 6. But every other sum does include a 5. So Nordy, point is actually pretty potent. Every single, look at this one. This one includes an 8. This one includes a 3. This one includes a 5. This one includes a 3. This one includes an 8. This one includes a 5. This one includes a 3 and an 8. This includes a 5. This one includes an 8. This includes a 3. The only sum that does not include a 5, 3, or 8 is 2, 6, adding to 4. But if you made this 4, 2, 6, then this would be broken because this is a 2, 6, and there's a 4 on here. Literally none of those are available. So yeah, so we cannot make this a 5. And we've already discussed that there can't be a 5 on the arrow. Yes, we are still suffering. So this is a 9, this is a 7. This is an 8, 1. This is a 9. That's a 7, that's a 2. This is a 5. This is a 2, 4, and my guess for what was going to happen is completely wrong. This is a 3, 6. Oh. I believe you, grkles, that there was an easier step considering math with this, but oh, math is starting to feel like a fake concept at this point in the puzzle. There's no 9 or 7 here. Oh, that's really, really huge. That is huge. Because this one says, that's a reminder that says that in this box, if you put a 9, you must put a 7. But now this cell cannot be 9 or 7, so you can't include a 9 at all. That is huge. I almost swore. That is huge. That is really huge. I think 4 can go with any digit, though. But there is a 4 in here now, because, yeah, there is a 4. Because there is. I've already proved it before, so I don't want to prove it again. Okay, so there's no 4 here now. There's no 4 here, and 4 was the one that was annoying. 4 made it so that this could be 5, 9 and not have an 8. Now it has to have an 8, because this one, which is the only sum to 1, which does not include 2 or 6, is 8, 9. This one is 8, 3, and this one, which is the only sum that does not include a 2 for 7, is 8, 1. So, in fact, we can get rid of 5 from here. Check row 4, column 6. Yes, thank you. That is an 8 because of this 2. Now there's an 8 in here and 8 here. So where does 8 go in box 6? Well, it certainly does not go in these 2 cells because you can't make 2 cells sum to 8 in this puzzle. So this is an 8, so that's an 8 and that's a 1. So that's not a 1. Now I'm guessing that this 8 here is going to tell us what this is. It can either be 1, which will be 8, 9. It can either be 4, which would be not allowed, so that's not a 4, and this is a 4. It could be a 5, which would be 8, 3, or it could be a 7, which would be 8, 1, but it can't be because that's a 1, so that can't be a 7. And this is definitely not a 6, so there is a 6 on the 4, which means it is 6 and 2. I looked at the wrong one and almost cried. So that's 2 and 6. I literally almost cried. I was like, the puzzle is broken. Rip me. Okay, so now these 2's point in here, eliminating 2's from all those. These 2's come in here and kill that one. So that's a 2, which makes this a 4, which pushes 4 up here. These 6's eliminate 6 from here, and that's this 6 alone means that there's a 6 here. In here we need 7, 9, and 1. Oh, in this row, we need to put a 3 in. Well, we can put one there. We have it pencil marked. But this one cannot be a 3, and that's the only other cell that isn't already pencil marked with non-3 digits. So this is a 3, this is a 5. No worry. Could you imagine if he did? That would be so mean. Okay. That did nothing. So this digit is the other digits. 1, 5, 7, or 9. Do something. Do something. So up here we have 1, 5, 3, 9, and a 7 for sure. So that's definitely not a 7. If this is a 1, this is a 9, isn't it? Yes. I see it. Okay, so if this is a 1, this is a 9, which is completely fine. That's completely fine. I don't know why I put this one in first. But if this is a 5, then this is not a 9. So it's a 3. So then look down. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do a few eliminations, but whatever. In this row, now we don't have 3 or 5. So what does this become? This becomes not 3 or 5. It becomes a 1, 7, 9, which looks at this cell. And this cell can be no value. So this cannot be 5, 3. It has to be 1, 9. So these are not 1s or 9s. See, I was trying to do it easily. And so this is not, this is a 3 because 5 and 9 we're looking at it, or 5 is looking at it, that's the point. And then this, no. This is 4, 1, 9. This one looks over and eliminates 1s from those. That 9 looks over and eliminates 9 from these cells. This can no longer have a 9, so it must not be a 1, but we've already eliminated that. Okay. So that means that we are going to finish the puzzle. These two digits are sort of known. They are 6 and 2, and this 6 tells us that that's a 6. So that's not a 6. So there is a 6 in one of these two cells. And this 2 actually does something. It eliminates 2 from there, and the 2's here and here push a 2 into that cell. Now, since 2 can't be on here, we can't have 8, 6. We can have 3, 8, or 3, 6, but we can't have a 5 on here. So this is either 3, 8, or 3, 6. So there's always a 3. So that's definitely not a 3. Oh, and there's a 5, 9 pair, which could have eliminated the 5 there too. That means that in this row, we need 1s, which are placed. I didn't even notice. Maybe in this column is better because no, you could put a 2 there. But 2, 6, and what is the last digit? It is an 8. So this can't be a 6 because of that 6. This can't be a 2 because of that 2. Now, this is really weird. Since this can't be 6, 8, and it must have a 3 on it, one of 6 and 8 will go in this domino, and one of 6 and 8 will go in this domino. But that means that 6 and 8 and the 6 and 8 that's down here form a virtual pair of 6 and 8 in the row, and that therefore this is a 3. You're so evil, grkles. We're almost 2 hours in, and there's a freaking virtual 6 8 pair. Oh my god. Okay. So where do we look now? I'm trying to scan this to see if it's worth looking at. I don't think it is. There's a 2-8 pair in this row though, so then these digits are 5, 9, and something. 3. That one's not a 9. Okay. What about these digits? We were looking at those before, weren't we? We were looking at this 5, 9 pair. There's a 3 pointing. So we get 6, 8, 2, and there's got to be another digit that I'm just, a 7. There's definitely a 7 in there because this makes a quadruple. So then these cells are from 3, 5, 9, and something else. One more digit is going to be a 4. And there's definitely a 4 in there. There's definitely a 3 in here. There's definitely an 8 in here because of the column, so that's not an 8. Okay, so this is going to be 6, 8, 5, or 9. This is 5, 9, or 8. Yeah, we're not done yet. This 5 looks down here, and I think I know what's going on here. Row 1. Row 1, column 2, 3. Yeah, these need a 9 for sure, and a 1. So then you're saying that, oh, there's no alignment here, but I think I know what's going on. So if this is a 5, then this is a 3, 8, which will make this a 6. Yes, this is exactly what's going on. So this digit, if this was a 9, right, then that's a 5, and this is a 3, 8, and there's nowhere to put a 6 in the box. So this cannot be a 9. So that's going to be a 6, 8, which makes this a 5, 9 pair, which makes this a 7. And the only reason I can see that is because I can read grkles' mind. So this is not a 1. This is 1 or 3. Yeah, it's kind of gross. Yes, mind reading for the win. So that's not a 7, and now we have a 1, 4, or 8, but it can't be a 1 because there's a 1 in the box. So this is going to be 4, 8, and 7. How on earth does this resolve? We have wrung this thing dry. I can see that there might be something going on here. 5 in row 6. Oh, yes. Yes, replace the 5. Thank you. I don't know why that it took me so long to figure that out. I was like, yes, we've placed that already. Is he behind in the chat or something? But then I realized, yes, we haven't made this arrow add up to 5. So that's a 9, that's a 1. That's a 4. I didn't even look at the combinations to get this 8, 3. I've just now memorized that 8, 3 is 5. Oh god. Okay, so this is a 3, this is a 5, this is a 9. That's a 9, that's a 5. That's going to be an 8, 2. That's going to be a 2, so that's a 6 and an 8. There's definitely no 2 in here. No 9 down here. No 5 in here, which is going to give us a 3 and a 9. A 3 and a 6 and a 7, a 7 and a 5, a 2, a 2 and a 4, a 4 and a 5. Whew, okay. Now this is a 1 because of these two ones. Please resolve. Yes, okay, this 8 gives us a 7 up here, which is going to resolve everything. This is an 8. This is a 7, this is a 4, this is a 4, this is 9. Easy puzzle, yeah, easy. Jeez, that was really hard. Okay, I don't actually agree with the yeah. We're actually the timer is here, I'll put the time in the chat. 117. That's the time. Oh, you can see the time. You can see the time on the bus screen. Yeah, okay. Losing my mind again. Yeah, I love and hate it as well. I was like, oh wow, like very quick like time check on Totally Normal Cat to see that it's just under 2 hours. But of course the time is displayed on the screen. Okay. Um do I have one more puzzle in me? It's already lunchtime. And this puzzle has made me gone insane. So probably one more. Probably one more. Let's do one. I'm definitely going to take a break, though. I will be back maybe 5, 7 minutes or something. Yeah, I'll eat like a fruit or something, and then I'll be back. Okay, welcome back. Not sure if I want to have 2 4 out of 5s up there. What's the other one there? That's hidden. Oh, another 4 of 5. Okay. Sorry, I drank my water a bit too fast. Okay, we'll I'll put in an option in the poll for something easier. So we'll do which puzzle next. All right, see you later. No, have fun with last call BBS. I don't know what that means, but have fun with it. Thanks for coming out. Yes, lobotomy would be a good name for that puzzle. Hello, Rom. I didn't see you there. Yes, a post brain melt. Yes, that shards is what is left of my brain, I think, for sure. There we go. 1 vote for number 1, 1 vote for harmony, and 1 vote for something easier. Yeah, okay. Thank you for being nice. Somehow, for some unknown reason, the view count peaked while I was gone. Oh, okay then. So most of the votes right now, 8 votes are for harmony. Oh, geez, the view count really dropped when... I feel like the stream refreshed, because, or at least on the analytics side, because it says that I lost all my viewers instantly. And that doesn't seem to be right since there's 8 votes. Okay, so there's 8 votes and okay, yeah, it just refreshed now and it says there's 8 people. So there's 8 people, 8 votes, so no, it wasn't that entertaining. I don't think it was that entertaining. Okay, so we're doing harmony by Playmaker. I think Playmaker's in chat. He probably voted for himself. Let me... Oh, I keep forgetting that OBS is already up. Their monitor. Let's get rid of maybe... There we go. See you, grkles. Thanks for coming out. OBS is already up. Okay, so we need to get rid of the notes. Oh, and move the camera over. Okay. Ah, okay, so you're here, so I don't have to ping you. Easier for me. Okay, so everything's fixed, right? Yeah. It looks like a big moth. Yeah, it does look like a big moth. It definitely does look like a big moth. What is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be a big moth? That's a lot of a lot of text. I don't want to read it. Okay, so let's go through the rules. So the first rule is that normal Sudoku rules apply. I'm going to assume you know that what that means. It's 1 to 9 in each row, column, and box. The marked diagonal is also a set of digits 1 to 9. Yes, Harmony is definitely the title of one of my puzzles, which is the least loved arrows. Here, I'll bring it up just for an advertisement. Least loved, where is it? There it is. It's one of the best ones too. That's a fun one. That was a fun one to set. Anyways, moving on. So the diagonal is also a set of digits 1 to 9, and these little cages, which are lovely, they are summing to the total in the top. Yeah, just a coincidence. Puzzle names are hard. They sum to the digit in the top left, so this could be 4 and 5, or it could be 1 and 8, but you can't repeat digits in them. So if we wanted to make this 14, we couldn't do, for example, 3, 3, 8. That wouldn't be allowed because while these don't see each other by Sudoku, they cannot repeat in the cage because it says they can't repeat in the cage. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the arrow's circled cell, and this time there's no negative digits, so it's just sort of normal. If this is 7, these could be 3, 4, or they could be 2, 5, or this could be a 9, and this could be 4, 5. Next I'll put 3, 5, but you know what I mean. The purple line is a Renban line, and it is a set of consecutive digits in any order, so it could be 1, 2, and 3, or 3, 4, and 5, and those don't have to go in order like a thermo. They could go like that, or they could go like a thermo like that, but they don't have to. Digits on a gray line must all have the same parity, and that means either odd or even. And they form a non-repeating consecutive set. Oh, and they form a non-repeating consecutive set of digits in terms of their respective parity. I see. So they're kind of like a Renban line, but for parity. So it could be 1, 3, 5, because 1, 3, and 5 are consecutive odd digits. Probably sounds weird, but it means that I bet. I hope not. For the rest of my life, I'm cursed. So yeah, or these could be 2, 4, and 6. But if this was an 8, then these would not be consecutive. This would have to be 4, 6, and 8. So there's not that many options for these because they're sort of a lower set of digits. The parity of each gray line is to be deduced. So this could be all even digits or all odd digits. I'm going to keep the rules on this paragraph because I think this is the only non-standard paragraph. So people who know what Renban and arrows and cages are and diagonals, they will know what all the other things mean, but they probably won't know what these mean unless they've seen the puzzle before, of course. So these are 4 digits, which are all the same parity. So they're either 2, 4, 6, and 8, or they're odd and they're missing either 1 or 9. So they're all the digits except maybe not 1 or 9, depending. Okay, so let's focus on the killer cages, I guess, because I don't really see anything else. So these sum to 30. So we know that an entire box has the digits 1 to 9, so it sums to 45, because that's what you get when you add up all the digits 1 to 9. 45 minus 30 is going to be 15. So these sum to 15. In 3 cells, the sum to 15 is average 5, which is exactly the average of 1 to 9. So it's not very useful to know that these sum to average on 5. But that means that in terms of this diagonal, since this entire diagonal adds to 45, and these sum to 15, these cells left over add to 30, and 3, 5, 7. I'll get to that in a second, but oh, it's because of the Renban? Okay, that makes sense. But the point that I wanted to get at was that these cells right here sum to 30. And one thing that we know about a 3-cell Renban line is that its modulo 3 equals to 0. Now that just means that it's divisible by 3. And why is it divisible by 3? Well, if you think about the middle digit, so let's say that this is a 3, 5 with a 4. The middle digit is going to be 1 more than the other digit and 1 less than the other digit. So if we add up x plus 1 plus x minus 1, we get 3x, because the positive and negative cancel out. I'm just going to change so I'm not looking at the analytics because it keeps annoying me. So this is always divisible by 3, and 30 is also divisible by 3. So the fact that these are both modulo 3 means that since 45 is modulo 3, these are modulo 3 as well, equals to 0. So these are divisible by 3. Which means something. Okay, so yeah. Maybe this is not how I'm supposed to approach this, but right, okay. So let's do one thing at a time. So first of all, these are even, because if I put any digit in here, let's just say 4, these add to 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, that's even. If I put an odd digit in here, that's 3 plus another 3, the arrow adds up to 3. So this is 6. It's always going to be this plus itself, which is always even. So these are always even. So these are always odd. So we're only looking at odd multiples of 3 in 3 cells. So 9, 15, 21, that's it. 9, 15, or 21. If they add to 9, that seems suspicious. If they add to 9, then the rest of the box adds to 36. 36 there's no way we can make these cells add up. Oh no, we can. Yeah, no, we can't. No, we can't. These can't add up to 36, because if they did, they would have to add up to 18. These two cells would have to add up to 18. And we can't use double 9. So there's no way these add up to 9. So they either add up to 15 or 21. So if they add up to either 15 or 21, then these cells either add up to 15 or 9. So if they add up to 9, they're obviously 2, 3, 4. If they add up to 15, it can be 4, 5, 6 for sure. Is there any other option? No, there can't be another option. Yeah, so it's always 2, 3, 4 adding up to 9, or 4, 5, 6 adding up to 15. So there's always a 4 on here. Now the 4 could go either in the 10 cage or the 20 cage. Yeah, I don't really. I guess that sort of limits. Does that sort of limit the sum to 15? Well, let's look at what Oh, Nordy was just saying that the Renban can't be 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9. And I've gotten that in a more elegant way, unfortunately. So there's always a 4 on here. Can there be a 4, 1, 3? Remember that they sum to 15. These cells? Yeah. Well, these cells can either sum to 15 or 9. Sorry, Nerdy, I didn't mean to blame you. Okay, so... Or are you saying they do sum to 15? If these cells sum to 21, okay, that's probably it. That's probably it. Let's see here. So if these cells add to 21, then what does the rest of the box add up to? Well, 45 minus 21 is going to be 24. 24 divided by 2 is 12. No, wait. No, we just need them to add up to 24. So they could be 6. They could be, yeah, they could be a lot of things. They could be 5 and 7. That would work. Yeah, this definitely sums to 15. So what's 15 without 4? 15 without a 4. I think that still has like a ton of options. I think 15 has the most options. 15 has 8 options in 3 cells. I know that for sure. So if we don't have 4, I think we're definitely losing 2 options at least, maybe 3. I think maybe 3. Well, 4 minus 15 is 11, right? So how many ways can you sum to 11? 5, 6, 4, 7 won't work, so 3, 8, or 2, 9. So you are losing 3 options. So we only have 5 options left for this to be 15. But 5 is still like 5 options. That's a lot of options. The Renban restricts options too. Well, if we can't use a 5 or a 6, that seems really unlikely. So how do you make 15 without 4, 5, or 6? If you use any of 1, 2, or 3, I think you can't do it, right? Because if you do a 3, right, then you have to do 12. But you can't do 12 with less than 3, and you can't use a digit higher than 3 to do it. So you can't use a 3. If you use a 2, you have to make 13 in 2 cells, which doesn't work. If you use a 1, you have to make 14 in 2 cells, which doesn't work because you can't use double 7. So if you do 4, 5, and 6, there is literally no way you can make 14 or 15. So you can't do 4, 5, and 6. Is that the easiest way to see that? I mean, I think there's probably an easier way to see that, is there? Okay, Andrew Saka says cannot use combination which uses Cannot use combination which uses 1 from 2, 3 and 1 from 5, 6. Ah, okay, I see. So, right, okay. So Andrew is saying that if we go back for a second and we look at this and we say we want to make this add to 15, but what we can't do is we can't use a 2 and a 5, for example, because that would eliminate both options here. So what we have to do is we have to use either we have to use 2 digits above 6, right? Which would be 7, 8 at minimum, which is already 15. So that's not going to work. Or we use 2 digits below. We use. No, that's just it. That is just it. If we want to use 4, 5, and 6, right? Then we have to use 2 digits above 6. Like there's literally no other way to do it. Okay, I don't know why that took me so long to see. Yes, it definitely does need a 4, 5, or 6 for it. So I was just trying to see if there was a more elegant way to do it. And I think the only elegant way is if you don't use 4, 5, and 6, you can't use 2 digits below 4 because that will not be enough. And you can't use 2 digits above 4. Interesting. Okay, so this is 2, 3, 4, which means that these do add to 21. So these have to add up to 12. So they're either 5, 7, 4, 8, or 3, 9. Okay. These add up to 15 without using. So these have to use a 1. If these don't use a 1, they'll be 5, 6, 7, and that adds up to more than 15 already. So this definitely uses a 1, which means that in here, since there is a 1 in here, the only way to do a 10 cage in 3 cells without a 1 is 2, 3, 5. Because if you include a 2, if you don't include a 1, then you try not to include a 2, it'll be 3, 4, 5, which is 12. So you have to include a 2, so then you have 8, but then you can't make 8 with 2, 6 or 1, 7, so you have to make it with 3, 5. So this is exactly 2, 3, 5. So this is fixed now, I think. So we have to make 14 in 2 cells without using 5, so that has to be 6, 8. So then this has to be 7, 9, and 4. Yeah, that's really interesting that there's some kind of invisible entropic line. Yeah, that's a good way to view it. So now we know these digits. These have to be 5, 7, and 9. Right, I don't know why I was so concerned. I was really concerned for a second that I couldn't make these out of 12, but I can with 4 and 8. So the 4 will be 1, 3, obviously, and the 8 will be 2, 6. I'm not sure what you mean by X cell cages. But... if a 1, 3 was looking at a 7 cage, then that 7 cage would need to be 2, 5. If a 2, 6 was looking at a 7 cage, then that 7 cage would need to be 3, 4. So this is either 2, 5 or 3, 4. If a 1, 3 was looking at a 9 cage, that 9 cage would either be 2, 7 or 4, 5. If a 2, 6 was looking at it, then it would need to be 4, 5 or 1, 8. Yeah, we don't go that deep. whenever I'm doing two cell sums, I always look at my keyboard, like the top row of my keyboard, and I identify the middle of this sequence. So if it's 11, then I look between the 5 and 6, and then I just go one outwards every time. I don't know if other people do that, but I always do that, and I thought it would be interesting to mention. Because I was looking at this and thinking, okay, these are all not interesting. This, you start at the 5, go 4, 6, not interesting. 3, 7, not interesting. 2, 8, not interesting. 1, 9, not interesting. If these are even digits, they have to be high, so 6 or 8. Maybe we look at this. So that this is 1, this is a 13 cage. Useless. Useless. Absolutely useless. Okay, so let's look at... I wonder about these because... Can't be even? I was actually just thinking about that. Because both of these cages need even digits. But I can put 2 even digits over here. Oh, my camera is doing the oons. It does that sometimes. I think there's some kind of a current that's going through it. So then when it gets a little bit dusty, then it needs to work a little bit harder to sort of capture the light. And then it starts oonsing because the current going by is triggering the photonics. The 11 sum. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. Five even digits in column 2. So we have 1 here, 1 here, and 2 here. I don't see why I couldn't make this odd. Because this is an odd digit. Oh no, there's gonna be a 2, 6 in one of these. So this would have to be a... Oh wait, we can't do that. Ah, I see. Okay, so if we make this all even, there's going to be 2 even digits in here because well, just because there is, because these are odd totals, they need to have 1 odd digit, 1 even digit. So those 2 even digits will be up here. So those 2 even digits will have to be in here. But if I do a 4, then this will be odd. So this has to be 2, 6, and 8. But then this digit is 2, 6, this digit is 4, 8, this is an even digit, and these are even digits. That's 5 even digits in the column, and that's broken. So these are not even, these are odd. There's a 3 and 5 up here because of this. Because there actually is a 3 and a 5 in here. There's 3, 5, and 7 in here. So that's not 3 or 5, so that isn't 2 or 4. So 1 of 3 and 5 will be forced up here. I'm not sure which one. This can be 1 or 9 or an even digit. Can't be a 1 because we can't put 10 on the other side, so it could be a 9, 2, or a 4, 7, 3, 8, or 5, 6. how many odd digits are in this column? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's 1 in here. So we can only put 1 odd digit in here. So let's try to think about this in the same way we thought about this. So if these are all even, obviously these can't then be even because then you would have 5 even digits. So if these are all even, then these are odd. There still has to be an even here, so there's going to be 1 even in here. We already know that there's at least 1 even in here. Even if those were all even, that would only be 4 in the row. Oh, now these can't both be even, because that would be 5 in the row. So if these are all even, then actually these are even. Does that do something? The same is true for column 1. So that should make column 3 cells in box 4 all odd. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's 2 odd digits in here, 2 odd digits in here, or here. That means there's 2 odd digits in here, which have to be those 2. So this can't be 2, 6. So that is 4, and that is an 8. And this is 2, 6. So that's a 4, and that's a 3. And that can't be 8, 3 for multiple reasons, and it can't be 4, 5, or 4, 5, 4, 7. Okay, that's cool. So there's a 4 in one of these two. Easier way would be if column 1 has 4 odds already. Two, 3, 4. Oh yeah. So the other way to see this is that column 1 has 4 odd digits already. So these two can't both be odd because that would be 6 odd digits. That's a different way to see it, probably easier. So there's definitely a 3 over here because this 3 sees this set. So that's definitely a 1, and that's a 3. So there's no 1 over here. There doesn't have to be a 1 in here. So row, oh yes, these can't be 4s, of course, because there's a 4 in the row. Now this is a 7, 9, so that can't be a 9. So that can't be a 2. So this is odd, and this is even. There is a 4 down here. These cannot be 1, 8. So what about this digit? That can't be 3, 5, 7, 9, or 4. Okay, not that exciting. Box. I swear, you're trolling me. This can't be 4, 6 anymore. Is that useful? That means it's 3, 7 or 2, 8 or 1, 9. Trolling myself. Yeah, kind of. Okay, so this digit can be 3, 5, 2, 6, 8, or 1. Just mark good with it. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious. I think I am missing something very obvious. Look at 8 in this box. There is either an 8 on here or an 8 here, which means that whatever this is, this will be the opposite parity, because if this is all even, we already proved that this has to be odd. So now we know that if this is all odd, this has to be an 8. So this is either 2 or 1, 3, 7, 9. The box 3 gray line can't be all odd because row 1 would have 6 odds. Probably, yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1 in here and 2 in there. That's way too many. That's 6. So these can't be odd. So they're even, which means that the 4 is placed here. Which means that this is 2, 7. There's definitely going to be a 2, 7, 6, or not 7, 8, 6. So that's a 7. That's a 2. Very, very nice Doomdiat. Very nice observation. Also, if 2, 8, and 10 cage, then where would 6 go in box 3? No, because this would be a 6, so then the 6 could go down there. I think you were thinking 2, 8 here, force this to be a 6. Row 1, column 9. I see. If this was, there's a 2, 6, 8 triple here, and the 8 is on this side. No worries, nature. 1, 3, 5, 9. There's definitely a 5 in there, so that's not a 5. That's not a 7 because it sees a 7. Eight up here. Sorry, my lips are dry from talking. So there's a 4 over here. If that was a 4, these add to 10. Seems very unlikely. That's actually impossible. If this is a 4, this can't be 2, 8, it can't be 1, 9, and it can't be 6, 4, so this can't have a value, so that can't be 4. So there's 2 4s here that align and mean that there's no 4s here, so that is a 4. Row 6, column 2 can't be 5. Right, because if this was a 5, then in this quadruple, there would be a 5 over here, which would mean that there's no 5 in this box, because that's not a 5 anymore. So that is a 9, and that is a 2, which means there's no 9 over here, so that means the 1 or 9 is over here. It's definitely not a 9. That means another way to mark that is that there's a 5 over here. We can get rid of 4 from here, and we can put 4 in here. This is kind of cute. If there's a 4 here, then that would resolve all the 4s. So this is a 4, 6 pair, isn't it? Yeah. And this is even. Or sorry, odd. These are odd. I mean, the sum is even. So maybe I was right. I don't see what to do with that, but only this couldn't be a 3. Then we would get a 3 here. But I don't see why this can't be a 3. If that wasn't a 7, then this couldn't be a 3. Is there a reason why 7, 3 here is a problem? Stop. In row 6? Oh, row 6, column 4 must all be odd. Well, you definitely can't put a 4 in it. And how can we have a consecutive set of 3 even digits if it can't have a 4 in it? There's no way, because you have to use 2, 6, 8, and that's not consecutive. So this is all odd. There's no 9 in those 2 cells, no 9 here. So that means there is no 9 on the line. That's not a 7. So there definitely is what on this line? If we do 1, 3, 5, or 1, 3, 7, so there's definitely a 3 and a 5 on here. That's not a 3, so this is a 3. Ah, so actually we were wrong in assuming that this isn't a 3. Because if it was, it actually is a 3. It is a 3. Which means that this is a 3, and this is a 7. I was trying to prove the other way around, which is why it wasn't working. Okay, so we have done a lot, thanks to very nice hints from Nordy. This was a very, very good spot. That's not a 3 anymore. So that's a 3. So there's no 3 here, no 3 here. Oh, there's already a 3 in the box. Row 5, row 6, column 3. Oh yeah, that can't be a 5. Absolutely. That's not a 5 either, so that is a 7. That can't be a 9 because of the 9 at the top of the grid, so that is a 1, 5. So there's a 9 over here, along with a 6 or 8. Row 2, column... Oh, yes, thank you, thank you. So what about this? Can this be... This cannot have a 3 on it. So it's either going to be 5, 7, 9, or it's going to be even. But it can't have a 7 on it. Or a 3. So it's definitely not even, it's definitely not odd. I just keep saying the wrong thing. Don't listen to me. So it's a 4, 2, 6, 8, and there's no 2 in either of those cells or that cell, so it is a 4, 6, 8. That's definitely not an 8. That's a triple. That's not a 4. Am I missing any other eliminations? No, I don't think so. So now these cells are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That can't be 3, 1, 5, or 9, so that is a naked single 7. So that is not a 7. That's not a 9 because of the 9 down here. Message deleted. Okay. There's a 2 in this cell. There's a 2 in one of these 2 cells. I'm guessing we could probably use this 14 if I wanted to, but I kind of want to keep looking around for maybe this not being a 3. That can't be a 3. That can't be a 3. So now where does 3 go in this row? It only goes here. Do we have all the 3s placed? Yes, we have all the 3s placed. I think we can remove 5 from that 1, 4. Oh, 14, 14, the 5 from the 14. This is a 5, and these two add up to 9. I think 1/8 still works, doesn't it? Yeah, this is definitely given. I was looking at Nordy's point first. This is, what is that? That's an 8. Can't this be 1/8 still? Okay, no worries. Oh, this 2, 5 means that that's not a 5. Hmm. Yeah, it's stuck on the 15 from the break-in. No worries. How is so little resolved? Okay, so there's a 7 over here. There's a 7 in one of these 3 cells. 7 in this box is in here. Row 1, column 9 has to be a 6. Thank you, little ball of fur, and welcome to the stream. So that is a 2, 8, which fixes that this is a 6, this is a 2. Yes, yes, this looks right. As Per said. 8 and 5. I don't know why that took me so long. This is a 4, 6, obviously. Maybe, yeah, maybe on a delay. Just refresh your page, and then if it's on a delay, it'll fix itself, I'm sure. We still need a 6 and an 8 in this row. We can't put... Can you put a 6? No. My expression. Why? What was wrong with my expression? Where does 9 go? Everywhere. Well, 9 is definitely in those cells. Okay, so let's focus on this 15 page, because I think there's something going on with it. So it can be 5, 1, 8. What if this is a 1? But, okay, so what if we put a 6 in here? Then the other two cells have to sum up to 8. There's literally no way of doing that. So you can't put a 6 in here. And this is 1, 5, 8. That's just what it is. Just is what it is. Oh, there's no 5 here. So in fact, I'm sorry, Nordy, but this is a 5. That's not an 8. So this is an 8 because there has to be an 8 on this line. That's not a 1. That's a 9. Yes, that would be a hard clue to choose, because you don't want to interrupt any of this sort of nonsense before. I can see how that would be a hard one to put in. So how do we resolve this? Do we color 4s and 6s is the question. I really don't want to color 4s and 6s, so I'm gonna hold off on it as long as I can possibly do. Okay, so 7s, we need 5s in one of those cells, we need 1's in the box. Oh, that can't be a 5 because of this. We also need a 6 in the box. Row 5, column 7 can't be 6. Why not? So if that's a 6, then this is a 6, and then there's nowhere for 6 to go in the box. Right. For some reason there was a little piece of oat in my mouth. Oh, that's probably a good point to notice. Do we have all the digits in here? Because I don't know if I can place this one yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which goes right here. 7 and 8 and 9. 9 is not pencil marked in this row though. So that is a 6, but we can't fill in this. There's a 7 here now, so that's not a 7, so that is a 7. Yes, this one, yes. This is 1, 5, 7, and 8. Two, 1, 5, 7, 9, I guess. Oh, that 6 looks up. Good point. So that can't be a 4, that can't be a 6, that's a 4, that's a 6, that's a 4. That's a 6. That's definitely not a 6. That's definitely not a 4, so that is a 4, and we can probably get the last 6. No, we can't. Of course we can't. Oh, there's a 1-8 pair here now, so that is a 6. Oh, we can get the last 6 because this 6 looks down and I never marked it. Yeah, rip coloring. I think you're gonna make me color the 1/8s, aren't you? I will resist. I resist. This is a 1/9. Where does the 2 go in this box? It goes right there. So that's a 2, that's a 5. So that's a 5 and that's a 1. And we don't have to color the stupid 1/8s. Okay, awesome. That's a 2, that's an 8. This is just a scanning exercise now. That 2 looks down, that's a 2. This one does that, which does this, which does that, which means that's not a 5, which means this is a 5. That's a 1, that's a 5. That's a 1, that's a 9, that's a 7. So this has to be a 5, and that's a 9. It's 1 and 7, but that 5 fixes that that's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 7, 7 and 9. That's a 1. That's a 9. That's an 8, and that's a 9. And we still haven't finished. Okay. Very nice. 50 minutes. That did not feel like 50 minutes, so good job. That was fun. I think that was a lot of fun. And a very, very interesting puzzle. Oof. I think time for maybe a nap, because my exactly 50 minutes. Yeah, interesting. Time for a nap to regenerate my shattered brain of shards. At least I have harmony, you know? Harmony, knowing I won't have to worry about solving shards in the future. No, for real though, shards is actually a pretty good puzzle. I think it is actually a pretty good puzzle. I like it. I like it. Yay! I nailed it. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming out and watching for. Have we really been streaming for 3.5 hours? Okay, well, thanks for coming out, and a lot of you stayed for a long time, so thank you for that. yeah, thanks for viewing and have a good rest of your day. Take care.